Check.
Check.
Yeah, that's what I want.
We getting it?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Okay, welcome to Star Courts. Your Dad's Record Collection's first feedback episode. We've had one episode out now for 2 weeks. Technically 3, but we won't talk about the first week.
That was the secret.
That was just me fooling around pressing buttons and it was like, oh, it's out.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
Shh. So can you look up on StarCourt's email, Scotty?
Yeah.
Can you look up the message we got? And I'm going to look up on Instagram. So the first person, Dawn, texted us, messaged us over Instagram. You can follow us at Your Dad's Record Collection, all spelled out. So get that right. Sorry, it's so long.
The name of the show.
Yeah, the name of the show. She messaged us over on Instagram. Her husband uses Pocket Cast and it was unable to find the podcast.
Oh, interesting.
Now, I kind of wanted to, if anybody doesn't know, this morning I was doing the deep dive into podcasts.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that the pod in podcasts is from iPod.
Oh, yeah.
And that in 2004 is when this all came out and iTunes started doing podcasting and it was for your iPod.
Yeah.
And so this is like a proprietary thing of Apple, and it's not like...
Yeah. It's funny.
Technically, all the nerds are nerding at me going, no, Ryan, it came out on RSS feeds, but nobody knows what that stuff is. That was my deep dive. Nobody knows what that is. It's real simple syndication. You load it up to a website which has an RSS feed like script, code, and then that script will automatically send it and push it to whatever player wants it. And so that's
subscribed to it.
That's basically what happens with podcasts now, is that it's now been servicized, productized, where there's these companies commodified. There you go. Yeah. Capitalistified, where people have started a service that you can pay for, you upload your podcast and then they will automatically submit it to all the services. Now, when setting this up for each service, Apple, Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, the one that Don said, Pocket Cast.
Pocket Cast, yeah.
There's 58 I signed up for. But for each one, you have to sign a terms and conditions. And
it's a separate service you have to agree to.
And each one you got to go in and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the terms and conditions because nobody reads that.
Yep.
And then hit accept, and then they submit, or then they will review your submission. And for that first week, Apple didn't accept ours because we had AI elements in our album art.
Shh.
Well, we got rid of that. Yeah.
We
got rid of that one because I was like, oh, yeah, I wanted a different thing anyways.
It was a placeholder while we were figuring stuff out.
Yeah. So that's the issue. Like, that's the thing is like, and then each service, streaming service takes their own time to figure it out, to submit or to review your submission and then releases it. And so within each one, like Apple says within 24 hours, but usually the last 2 episodes, it's been like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, go for it.
Which is why the first one went up
a week
before.
The first one went up a week before because it went, and Apple said no, but it went up on all the others because they don't care. They don't give a hoot. And everybody, and then I was like, oh, I should change it for Apple, and then we did the whole thing, and then I realized, oh, it's all submitted when you dig deeper into. So, anyways, we use Podbean to host our podcasts, and I don't know. This is all just information you might find interesting, you might not find interesting.
And also we're still figuring stuff out because we're new at this.
Yeah, and things change, And
I've gotten used to where when you like when you're releasing music now, they've got it figured out and so streamlined that you set it like a drop date when you upload it to your digital distribution partner, and then it usually hits all of those servers the same. Like if you put it out far enough in advance or whatever, it'll hit all of them the same time. Which I'm sure you can do that.
I think we can do that. I think we can do that with Podbean.
Them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That would be an interesting thing we should do
I just
in the future, because we are about 6 episodes.
Yeah, that
deep
we're working with
in the catalog that we could all set up for it to be automatic. And
it's just crazy to think, like you said, the pod in podcast is for iPod, and how this is like a mature art form now. You know what I mean? Like it's been around for that long.
In the last 5, right before COVID, the streamlining and the commodification and the ads and I was reading, not the demographics, but just data that there's over 2 billion podcast listeners.
Oh, okay.
And there's only about 3 million podcasts. Now, 3 million sounds like a lot, but when compared to the 2.5 billion listeners, that's not, it's like, I can't math that enough, but it's less than 1% probably.
Sure.
Right? Like, so it's a big slight. It's a big drop. It's a lot of so anyways, I found that interesting.
Yeah,
I figured it out and got it up onto Pocket Casts, and so Don, your husband, can listen.
Yay. I just think
Mission
it's funny
accomplished.
I don't think I listened to podcasts almost at all until a few years ago.
Oh yeah, I started in 2016 when I started working by myself at odd hours of the day and night, where it was like I needed just people to talk to or something.
Yeah.
And even in 2016, it was only the 2 that I listened to started in 2008 and 2010. So so
what's the first podcast you remember hearing about? Because I know mine was This American Life was the first one I was aware of, and that was because my roommate in college was an early adopter of these things and really liked that one, and he had showed me a couple episodes. And then what was really funny was this roommate in college actually asked me if we should start a podcast, but we didn't have anything to talk about. So we tried one time to do like a story-based one.
Probably of the 3 million podcasts out there, that's probably about half of them. Yeah. The first podcast I remember listening to and having my mind blown was Serial.
That was a big one for a lot of people.
Oh, learning about the origins of Captain Crunch?
Oh.
No, the cereal we're thinking about, Serial. Yeah. About Adnan. I just remember his name. Adnan. A lot of people were hearing about that one. And then digging in, and then Hardcore History with Dan Carlin. I mentioned that on this podcast a lot, of just changed my life in a lot of ways. The long form, impromptu, no script.
Yeah. I think maybe it's slightly goofy, but the podcast that finally pulled me into being a regular listener was a Star Wars podcast.
Oh yeah.
It was Blast Points, which I still am
still good.
Big fan of.
Oh yeah. How Did This Get Made is a really big one.
That's one of my favorites.
We were talking about that earlier. My Brother and Me was one where if you haven't listened to that one, Scotty, you should listen to that one. It was really funny.
Okay.
It's a quote advice podcast. I'm doing air quotes. They say it in front of every show. It's an advice podcast where they turn your questions alchemy-like into wisdom, and they don't. They just riff on it and joke around. But they're really, really funny guys. But that was the one they've been around since 2010.
Yeah.
And heroes and of the industry.
Like legend, titans, the ones that are
and
holding everybody up.
Man, just tons of history podcasts. The history of Rome was a big one for me. That was in my Roman Empire era where I was like, but I would listen to that 2016, 2017.
Ooh, you were ahead of the curve.
I felt like I was of course everybody talks about the Roman Empire. What is there not to talk about?
I never had that face.
Good.
I am a straight
it gets
white
depressing
American male, and I've never
it gets
had a
depressing
Roman Empire face.
really quick. So the not analogies, but history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Uh-huh.
So it gets depressing real quick. Of just like, oh, that's what's going on
today.
Yeah,
it's pointing the way toward where we're headed. Sure.
Yep. Let's see. Podcasts were great. They were just a great way to listen to people talk.
Yeah.
And here's a little tidbit about me, Scotty.
I'm ready.
This is the deep lore of Ryan.
Ryan lore?
I used to. Did I talk about this? Where I used to send little cassette tapes to my grandma back and forth when I was a child.
So.
This was when I was a child, and then in high school, this was sophomore year, our local radio station was like putting out the call for like interns, and so I did a record, got did a recording with the voices and like 101.5 the Bob FM or whatever. I tried to do that, and I tried to be like, and then I got my resume together. I dressed up real nice. I went down to the radio station, and then I didn't turn it in because I was so nervous.
No way.
Because I was so nervous. I couldn't go in.
You mean you could have had a whole career?
So then I went
as
the next
like a
week.
DJ.
The next week, my friend Michaela, shout out Kayla, she worked at like the drive-through coffee stand right next door, and she was like, "Oh," because I was like, "Oh man, she saw it in my car, and I was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, this is my tape. I was gonna go turn it in and stuff." And she was like, "Oh, let's go right now." And so she went with me right now, and we turned it in, and I never got the call. So I did eventually turn it in, but I just had to have the kick in the butt to do it.
Somebody to like kind of push
but
you.
then I never got that call.
No way.
Yeah. In my last year of high school, you could do your own radio stations online. And so I started doing that.
So you've kind of always wanted to do this.
When you look back,
Yeah.
it all pieces together. Yes, I wanted to do something.
That's really great to like see the pattern, the history of like attempts at something similar to this.
Yeah.
And then
I'm always a little bit shy and just never doing it until somebody else is like, "Hey, we should do this." Okay.
There's so many pros and cons to the accessibility that the internet has created for like being able to make and share every moment of every like piece of life that for the most part like most people don't need to put online. But I do think the fact that you have access now to create something like this that hey, if this reaches like a small niche group of listeners that really enjoy it, like that's the whole point, right? Is to nerd out with people that like the same things that you do, and like to find that little corner of people, and it gives you the outlet to be able to do that without it, having all of these roadblocks. Like, oh, I got to go turn a tape into like a radio station, then they've got to like decide I could actually put this on the air, and like, and
I'm sure it just went right in the trash, but it was still.
God, you don't have a copy of that tape in?
No.
Oh, man.
No, never.
See, okay, this is funny, though, because I do feel like we've talked before about our, very similar, like, upbringing, like, when it comes to what our dads being in like, traveling bands and all that stuff
Family
when they were
bands.
younger.
Yep.
My dad hosted a radio show for a while when I was a kid.
No way. Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it was like he would cover all of these like whatever popular contemporary Christian songs were, the top 20. And so he would either go down to because they never recorded it live. It was always something he'd record. Yeah, pre-recorded.
So
and
if you think about that, that's just what a podcast is.
Exactly.
But like with pro editing.
Yeah, and that's
like
what he was
a pro
doing.
Studio kind of. Yeah.
And so, for a while when I was like really young, before I really even remember, he had a studio, but then eventually he would record it either down at the radio station or had like a little studio set up in our house, in our basement, where he would record.
Yeah.
And so, he would just kind of he'd talk about the songs and the artists, and then they'd play, a couple tracks and then cut back to him. So it was very cool because every now and then, the funny thing is they would air it on Sunday mornings, usually when we were at church. And so we'd like very rarely get to hear it live,
Yeah.
But when you would, it was just like, that's my dad on the radio. It's like the coolest thing to hear his voice, like talking about, and these labels would send him samplers of like all of these new songs coming out on like CDs.
Yeah.
So before
My
these
favorite
albums would
ones
come
were
out,
like the Tooth and Nail sampler.
yeah,
the,
and
like,
it wasn't that
The
cool,
Warped Tour
unfortunately.
sampler.
It was like
and, yeah.
the Maranatha and
Yep.
Forefront and whatever was putting out all of like
Maranatha. Wow.
like
Yeah.
Amy Grant and Twyla
Oh,
Paris,
Amy
but
Grant.
we would get the ones with like the new
She's
DC
on the
Talk
list, by
and-
the way.
Oh,
She's
there's
on my
some-
list. Yeah.
I agree. We gotta cover some Amy Grant.
Heart
'cause-
in Motion, I think, is the Baby.
What year did that album come out?
It was like 87, 88.
Oh gosh, that's
Yeah,
wild.
The red one where she had like the chains.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
No, I
produced
remember.
by Vince Gill.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was her like major breakout.
I remember it
from
was
Christian to pop.
huge
radio.
in our house, and
Yeah.
I think
And
it was
that's where
huge in
that's
every
where we can start
Christian family's
talking
house.
about. But yeah,
Yes.
that's an episode coming out. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But yes,
You know?
sometimes my
Pretty
dad would
crazy.
let us play around in the studio space and like record little tidbits, and we would pretend to be doing the radio show. And so
My dad was like a wedding DJ for many years. Yeah.
dad did that
Did I
too.
tell you about the dance
what
floor
the
they
heck,
made?
man, made a dance floor.
So it was a portable dance floor. It's like 4x4 or 5x5 squares that were probably a foot thick, and there were subwoofers and speakers in the floor, and there were lights in the floor, and then it had railings.
Oh
So it was like a proper like dance. Like
Yeah.
we would show up, and I remember like the first kids who would show up to the prom or whatever, they'd be like intimidated because it was like, holy crap. Like, this is amazing. And then they had my dad custom built these corner horn, like these corner horns on each corner. Anyways, it had lights, and it was amazing. And
Yeah, that sounds almost
because
overwhelming.
it's super like, holy, this is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even I think it would kind of go off today too, I think. But
Bringing the party with you wherever you go.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
And it took 3 steps to get up.
It's incredible.
I'm just remembering the like blueprint in my mind. But yeah, then we had a big box truck, and it would take like, we would go anywhere who wanted to hire us, and it would take an hour or 2 to set up, and then he would DJ weddings and
Yeah, it's wild.
proms, and
That's when my dad DJ'd too.
Yeah.
And that's when I inherited most of his vinyl collection.
oh,
He just had this amazing
proper.
collection of dance
That
records
sounds like it's
and-
proper DJ, which is shout out Darian. He's getting into
he's vinyl.
Rose Throw is getting.
We're gonna get Darian Roaster on the show
On
at
the
some point. Yep, as a guest. But
absolutely.
he's our pal, our buddy,
Yep.
bandmate for life. But yes, he has
Big
been really getting into vinyl DJ.
This
He's
is
really
great.
good. I
And
went
he's
and saw
really,
him.
really good. Yeah, Tabitha.
My wife. I'll have to ask her if we should bleep her name out there. Actually,
Oh, go for it. Yeah, ask her.
or you can just cut around this and I'll say
Tabitha.
my wife and I went to see him at
Just put in random names.
yeah. Lena.
Yeah,
Diana.
all for Lane. Yeah,
We went and saw
Rosanna.
him DJ at Emeruz a couple weeks ago,
Cool.
and the vibes were immaculate.
great.
It was so good.
Yep.
He was spinning really, really good,
Right on.
really good cuts.
What's our
and I make
next-
him. I don't
Oh,
know if he
yeah.
has it on vinyl yet, but deep in the pandemic times when we were all locked up,
Yep.
he would do like live on Instagram DJ sets every now and then.
Yeah.
And I would sit with my phone, like watching him DJ. I'd be playing like Jedi Fallen Order on my PS4 or whatever. And I would just spam him with requests to play Young Love by Janet Jackson just over and over and over till he would do it. He would indulge me every time,
That's
you know.
amazing.
But that's the thing now, is every time I see him, I'm like,
Young Love.
yeah, Janet
Janet
Jackson,
Jackson?
you ready?
Young Love.
Get it queued up. I'm here. All right, here's our next
Yeah. What's our
bit
next
of feedback. We got an email from Rocco Pilati.
Shout out Rocco. Awesome dude.
And I'm going to read it for you. It said, almost done with your podcast. I didn't think I would enjoy learning so much about Huey Lewis and the news, but I have. I listen when
We
I'm
got you.
outside, running, walking, and or skiing.
Oh yeah.
Those are good activities to have
Yep.
a podcast in your ears. Although skiing,
Skiing?
that I you know what? I'm going to admit that I've been snowboarding 2 times in my whole life, and both times maybe having something in my ears that was not me, like going yeah, like all the way down the mountain would help. He goes on to say, perhaps y'all may consider doing one on Kraftwerk and their album Computer World.
Yes,
be
that
really
is on the
cool.
list for sure.
Uh-huh. Neither of us know very much about Kraftwerk, so I'm excited to learn.
I'm excited to get into it.
I know how influential they were on a lot of electronic acts, especially in Europe, and that whole movement that kind of grew out of it. And so it'll be fun to dig into that.
Yep.
He says, as Pocket Calculator is one of my favorite tracks off that album. Plus, Starcourt could probably pull it off now if each one of you stood up there with a mic'd iPhone to trigger the various 8-bit-like sounds sprinkled through the track.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. We should. That would change it up for us, too.
Yeah,
like to do something really different.
But yeah, we could do something like that.
That would be really fun. All the best, Rocco. Thank you.
Even if we just had even if we just used our keyboards, because we all have MIDI keyboards, so like,
we could
set them up and just
for.
I mean, it'd be in a line.
It'd be a lot of work for one song, but it would be cool to do something that. I mean, we were talking this week about trying to do a Masayoshi Takanaka track. Someone else will talk about on the pod sometime in the future, but just to throw in something that the heads would know, like people would go, and get stoked about it. But some other people in the room, I think probably just as many, would be like, I have no idea what's happening.
It'd be an interesting art piece, kind of, where we get a break from dancing so hard, a little bit of a breather.
Yeah.
Give
people a little vibe change would be pretty fun.
Okay,
if you want to send us an email with feedback,
please.
Email us at
Tabitha@gmail.com. Well, that's Starcourt.
But you can email us there.
We'll get an official. We'll get both of them. We have an official. It's ydrcpodcast@gmail.com.
Okay, so cut around that and let's seriously just plug that.
I'll bleep it out.
Ready?
Tabitha.
If you want to send us an email, send it to Ryan.
ydrcpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, and we will read your feedback.
Send us our feedback there. Send us information, tidbits if we get something wrong. Corrections. Send us
not above admitting
stories.
When we're wrong.
You got a story where you met Paul McCartney somewhere, or I don't know, pulling names out my butt.
It'd be amazing.
You met Huey Lewis fishing out in Montana. Send us a cool story.
Yeah.
We'd love to read it. Love to talk about it.
Or if you've seen him, if you've gone to one of their concerts and it, was a cool show, a big moment. Please tell us stories. Leave us reviews on Apple Podcasts. We'll read them. Leave us reviews. Wherever you can. We will be checking them and reading them on future feedback episodes because we want to interact with. Like I said, we're trying to build this nerdy little corner.
Yeah.
Of people that just enjoy talking about music and specifically music from this era. That's why we're doing this at all.
Yep.
So I love being able to get the immediacy. That's another thing I feel like you have the history of listeners calling into radio shows or whatever. And it's like that kind of thing where it's your specific people you're connecting with.
Yeah.
The interaction is just as important. It's being able to hear from the people that are listening and enjoying and might have something to add to the context or whatever.
100%.
That's the coolest part. So
yeah, I love it.
Ryan,
Scotty,
what would you got any recommendations for people right now? Anything you're listening to, enjoying?
Man.
What's been on your playlist? Or I know we talked about podcasts that we enjoy, but what's something specific recently you think our listeners would enjoy?
Our next, a little spoiler alert, our next episode is Toto.
Yes.
And so I've been listening to Steve Lukather's book. I've been listening to a lot of interviews with Steve Porcaro and Steve and David Payich. I can't say his last name, but
I won't say his last name.
And so just following, because Jeff, the drummer, was the first one. Oh, I need to save it for that pod. But anyway, so I've been listening to Boz Scaggs.
Okay.
Because they that's kind of what formed Toto. And it's decent. It's Toto light.
Yeah.
Right? It's there's definitely the musicianship there. I can tell. Anyways, save it for the pod, Ryan. So I've been listening to a lot of Boz Scaggs. I've been listening to where's my music? For my bass practice, I've been listening to a lot of The Meters. and they changed their name in the 90s to the Funky Meters.
Oh, okay.
So like Sissy Strut, they're like a funk group, mostly instrumental, out of Louisiana, I think New Orleans. Their drummer is insane. It's super good. And been really enjoying that.
Cool.
It's just simple like funk grooves
Yeah.
that are really cool.
Love it.
Library. Let's see. Oh, and Get Down Services.
Your favorite band right now.
My favorite song
Yeah.
of 2025, but like because they released it in 2024.
Yeah.
But it's finally blowing up a little bit now. Get Down Services, they have the song called Dog Dribble. It's kind of like ZZ Top, but English, and they just don't care. And it's just
all of their like live stuff is really fun to watch.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they're really
so much fun.
They're really got a lot of personality, which is
Yeah.
makes it. If you can see what they're doing, then
Yep.
yeah.
They did one with a band, and it's really good. Where they're like in a closet studio kind of thing.
Cool.
Where they perform like 3 or 4 songs, and it's really good. It's like, oh yeah, this is what I like a lot. So yeah, those are my 3 things.
Sweet.
What about you?
I'm gonna plug a couple records that have come out. I mean, by the time this episode's out, I don't know how long ago it will have been, but probably several weeks. But this year, there's a record from this artist named Charlotte Day Wilson, who I really, really love. It's like very smooth R&B, and kind of like your perfect, I feel like rainy day listening. It's so good. And I have not heard anything from her in a long time. I remember there was an EP from like 2016 that I listened to a lot by Charlotte Day Wilson, and so I know that I think it's been a few years since she's put anything out, but yes, the album's called Patchwork. It's very, very good. And then
Not Kraftwerk.
Patchwork.
Okay,
That's right.
got it.
Yes, Kraftwerk we have to cover on the pod. Patchwork is something.
Is out of those dates, so we can't.
That's right.
Can't do it.
It doesn't.
We
fit.
could do. I was thinking we can expand it to be like 80s adjacent. So like we could talk about Blondie, and then we could talk about early 90s stuff if we wanted.
You be careful now.
We got to be real careful.
People are going to get really angry. You know.
It would be kind of cool, man, if and when we get popular, if we could talk to somebody like FM 84.
Yeah.
Where like
I'd love that.
there's this genre of music that's synthwave, vaporwave. For people who don't know, it's like it's very 80s soundtrack inspired.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
there's this guy on Instagram called Sunglasses Kid. Have you seen him? Yes, you have.
I have?
You
I
would
don't know.
recognize it.
Sunglasses
I've
Kid?
reposted it, yeah. But it's where he has like an old school a tube TV.
Okay.
And he put like a movie on, like an 80s movie.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
he like improvises the soundtrack over it, and then he puts like
Oh, yes, I have.
then he puts
okay.
when your partner dies and you have to go
Yeah,
confront the evil drug dealer, but your wife wants to
Does like the
breaks up
perfect-
with you. Yeah,
It sounds like something like straight out of like Beverly Hills Cop. Or,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like minor and it's all synthy and
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
and it's just like it's so beautiful. Anyway, so that all stems from this band FM 84, which is very heavy 80s inspired, and so it would be interesting to be like talk to him and be like, what are your influences?
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
like what how do we talk about the 80s with you?
He's so
right?
fun. Absolutely. We're dreaming. We're dreaming about
So
our
I brought it
future
back
guests.
around. Yeah, I brought it back around to the 80s.
Let's see. One other record I would recommend people check out is Jill Scott has a record out this year that's so good. Jill Scott's been doing the thing for a long time, and this new album. I'm trying to remember how long ago this came out. It wasn't, like, let's see. Yeah, February. It's called To Whom This May Concern. It's amazing. It's so
Cool.
good. But other than that, I do my best to keep up with new music as much as I can.
Especially when you have kids too, so that adds another layer.
We just got done with our, like, this spring break just ended, you know, and we all share one streaming account for music, and so, you know, during the times when they're home and off, it's just kind of a, you know, whoever grabs it first gets to listen to what, you know. And my son is like obsessed with like Japanese like emo pop music right now.
Wow,
and it's
cool.
mostly inspired by, because he's watching a lot of anime, and so the intro songs are kind of in that style.
Got it.
And so then he's discovering these artists, and like it's great, but that's what's playing in my house all the time.
It's great because it's pure musicianship.
They're incredible.
You can.
Okay,
it's pure musicianship, but then you can't. Can you understand what they're saying?
I mean,
is it in English?
So here's the thing: he's translated the lyrics to a couple of these songs, like sat painstakingly instead of looking up like.
That's amazing.
He did. He took it like word by word and looked up the translation, and then he's got one of these songs. I'm gonna have to ask him who the artist is because I can't remember right now, but he sat down and was trying to learn the parts on his guitar.
Yeah.
But they're played at like hyper speed, you know.
Yeah.
And he keeps coming back and going, "It's too hard. I can't do it." You know, I'm like, "Dude, you're getting close. Like, it's really cool how close you're kind
Just
of learning the
throw
parts."
It into
but like
Logic and slow it down.
Exactly. I need to show him how to do that because that would probably
Yeah.
help him a lot. Like, use the tech that we didn't have when we were.
I use Moises AI, but it does okay.
Yeah, I mean,
for my
whatever
purposes,
can take it to a playable speed so you can learn it and practice it. But yes, that's when he gets the aux cable, so to speak. That's what we're all listening to. Yeah. So it's just,
some of it's like heavy metal too. It's like hard.
It's great.
Yeah. I had one other thing, but now I forgot it because that blew my mind. That's amazing.
It's like,
oh, that was what it was. Well, it's also hard because you're also making and producing your own record,
and I do,
which everybody should go check out.
I got a song coming out very soon.
Yep.
It'll probably be out. It will be out by the time this episode is up to listen to.
Oh yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Is it a race?
It's. I mean, yes, it's
I'll beat
always
you.
a race.
Yeah.
But I should be getting a master back this week for a track.
Awesome.
And so within a few weeks it'll be.
And then I'm like,
enjoy.
I'm also with Kip, and so we're working on new music. I'm on this new group, Robert Vox. It's not really new, but they're putting new music together. It's like Arctic Monkeys / bluesy / pentatonic scale / yeah, right. Like it's all just kind of like in that vein of kind of hip stuff. So that's super fun. But yeah, it's all hard to like keep up when you're in projects and you have a lot of work
on
to
your
do
own,
and
your own stuff. Absolutely.
Yep.
And we have so many podcasts to listen to.
Yeah, that's
I went
another
from
thing.
years of I didn't care about podcasts at all to now I get sad when I'm like caught up on all of them and I'm going through my feed like there's no new episodes this week.
Yep.
What am I supposed to do?
Yep.
I gotta go listen to music now.
And I always try to find. It's hard to find new stuff now because it's all on. All the streaming services have their algorithms and stuff.
Yeah, and I
really
rarely
hard to
discover
find.
stuff that like through that, like where if again the evil Spotify, if it.
It's usually personal recommendations.
Yeah, if it suggests like if song comes up randomly, I'm very rarely like I like this, But what happens right now is I will get there's a few people in my TikTok feed that pop up with new album requests every like little bit.
Yeah.
And so, or not requests, like recommendations is what I mean. And what I find is it's easy then to go, oh, they have like 3 records that they recommend. I'll usually go sample a couple tracks and usually end up liking maybe one of them or something. And so I'll throw that on my playlist and then like, kind of get more more new music that way, which has been really fun. And outside genres that I, might normally like be like just stuck in,
Yeah.
And so that's been kind of helpful. But yeah, I try to, you got to keep your ear to the ground and just,
Nose to the grindstone.
I don't want to be one of those guys that's just like, oh, I'm in my 40s now. I don't listen to new music. I've got these are the bands I like and I will never expand past that, and it's easy to fall into that
True.
It's because everybody gets comfy with what they like, which there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm very comfy with what I like.
Yeah.
Does Get Down Services and Olivia Dean.
Those are,
those were my two favorite tracks of 2025.
I love Olivia Dean.
Those were new. Yeah.
I've been covering Olivia Dean in my solo sets.
Breath of fresh air. I love it.
So good.
I would recommend her too, even though she's won a Grammy now and stuff. It's like
big deal now, but
yeah.
Go enjoy Olivia Dean for sure.
And her band is insane.
Yeah, they're so good.
Insanely good.
It's just.
Anyways, that was it. Short pod. One of the things that's really helping me kind of get out of seasonal depression, but also just like the rut of
sads,
the deep sads, is having a routine and is having like, hey, Mondays are our recording day, and then I have a couple hours I edit during the week, so to get things done, and it's helping a lot.
Well, and then once you start having them out in the world, then it's there's
a little pressure to keep up.
Yeah, the motivation to keep going and
a little bit of motivation.
So. But that's the plan.
Woo!
More episodes to come.
Outro music.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you
to our little bonus feedback episode of Your Dad's Record Collection. I have been Scott.
ydrcpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. And he's been Ryan.
And he's been Scotty.
And Goose has been over here
sleeping.
He's
so happy.
I know, on his heat pad. Thanks for listening, everybody.